The Quantum Dawn Anomaly. What if the Cold War didn't just escalate, but shattered the framework of time itself? The synchronization sequence was live. The West attempted to anchor their reality grid across multiple timelines, creating a network that could never be erased. They didn't strike with nuclear mass. They warped the bedrock of chronology, forcing past and future to collide in a single blinding second. But the empire of combustion refused to remain buried. Out of the bedrock charged the iron remnants, weaponizing chemical pollution to choke the quantum sun. Barrier collapse. A devastating chemical counterstrike, fracturing the invulnerable matrix shield in a single flash of mechanical fury. Total collision on the red sand. The advanced quantum rifles Ganguet Kekdailo of dust, fighting to hold the line against the Iron Hunters. Chemistry does not negotiate. The Overlord's machines dissolved their high-tech armor like salt in an apocalyptic toxic storm. Kinetic impact. The sky answered with the wrath of a split atom, crushing the industrial stronghold into a flat mirror of glass.
My fortress is broken. The orbital grid is active. Release the final subterranean reserves.
The main core is poisoned. A toxic alternative history legacy raised to choke the new world before the Matrix can ever expand. They built their empire on displacement and pollution, carving up a new world. But when the sun broke through the fallout, nothing remained but a total cosmic stalemate. A cold... The war for global supremacy enters its final, non-linear era. The communication nodes were vital, keeping the localized Martian colonies synchronized with the central mainframe ships. Backup networks were activated across all quadrants, forcing the Matrix to maintain pressure despite external threat. The survival of the Vanguard relied entirely on these hidden sanctuaries of ice. Hidden silo breach in Sector 4. The enemy is targeting our primary water reserves from the upper atmosphere. Lock the seal. Overload the secondary magnetic valves before the primary circuit blows. When dawn broke across the red frontier, the lines of science remained unbroken, holding the space vacuum at bay. The siege sequence was absolute, coordinated across multiple automated divisions to strike the core grid simultaneously. Move through the blind zones. The quantum sensors cannot track our armor through the heavy sand fallout. Load the secondary combustion payload. Target the primary dome support arches. Mechanical squadrons deployed. Iron monsters fueled by chemical fury charging directly into the western perimeter. Total impact. The defense forces answered with absolute force, detonating the Iron Vanguard in a single second.
The weapon is obsolete. The chemical dust is dissolving the internal quantum fuel rods. Fall back to the trench.
The outer lines collapsed. The Iron Hunters reclaimed the canyon floor, forcing a total blackout across the sector.
The signal is blinded. The chemical cloud has blocked our connection to the mainframe ship. We are entirely isolated.
Quantum discharge. The West answered with absolute fire, vaporizing the landing Vanguard in a single blinding instant.
They think their orbital grid makes them kings of space. But the Earth still belongs to the elements. Release the secondary reserves. If they want total war, then we will poison the sky until their new sun goes dark forever. When the sun broke through the fallout, nothing remained but a landscape of displacement of glass and chemical. The quantum frontier ended not in victory, but in a divided world. A cold peace maintained by the...
They built their peace on atoms and chemicals. But they forgot that
the quantum frontier concludes and the final resurgence begins.
The interception was live. The Eastern remnants deployed their fastest tactical aircraft to breach the Western airspace grid.
Flood the secondary combustion pipes.
Push the speed past the absolute line of structural tolerance.
Barrier breached. The chemical vanguard pierced the invulnerable Western shield with raw, mechanical force. A catastrophic strike. The Western surveillance node was erased in a single blinding instant of toxic combustion.
When the smoke cleared, the frontier was compromised. The lines of current had snapped.
Orbital telemetry stabilized. The Space Vanguard secured the planetary perimeter, prepared to deploy the next matrix node. A multi-dimensional core framework operating independent of external mass, creating an invulnerable energy shield across the installation.
Subterranean contact. The enemy has bypassed our geological scanners, breaching the perimeter defense lines from below. Engage the primary kinetic anchors. Drive the Vanguard directly into their central communications grid.
Shadow of the old world occupied the cosmos, a monumental testament to mankind's refusal to perish in the ash.
Production lines were overcharged, mass-producing the specialized combustion munitions required to neutralize the Western code fields.
The refinery tower is compromised. Toxic fluid has breached the clean water line. Containment is failing.
Localized gravity fields began to fracture, bending space to protect the core secrets from the incoming Vanguard.
We are pulling back to the central matrix platform. Secure the main core gateways before the perimeter grid completely defaults.
The drillers breached the inner sanctuary. Total structural damage across the entire primary matrix sector.
Matrix connection stabilized. System anchored across the localized temporal perimeter. Lockdown complete.
The battle did not end in bloodshed. It ended in absolute suspension. The Vanguard locked the timeline, leaving the invisibles.
And so, the new cradle stabilized. The red planet became the canvas of a new century,